Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to your channel. Virgo, Sunday, specific Sunday, the 19th. Not sometime soon, not eventually when timing is right. Sunday, the 19th, which means you can count the days, can mark calendar, can actually know when this smile inducing news is arriving. And I need you to notice something about your response to that specificity. Virgo, your immediate reaction was probably skepticism. How can they know exact day? What if circumstances change? What if they're wrong and I get disappointed on specific date? That's your Virgo brain doing what it does, analyzing, questioning, looking for logical flaws, protecting you from disappointment through DOUPT. But sometimes protection through doubt is just blocking good from arriving, blocking yourself from being open, blocking the very smile that's trying to reach you. So here's what I need from you between now and Sunday the 19th. Notice the skepticism. Acknowledge it. Yes, brain, I hear you. You're trying to protect me. Thank you. Then choose openness anyway. Not blind belief necessarily, just willingness. Willingness to be wrong about what's possible. Willingness to smile big if smile inducing thing actually shows up. Here's what good news coming in actually means for Virgo specifically. It's not vague good news, not something nice happens. Virgo doesn't do vague. Virgo needs specific, needs details, needs information that brain can actually process. So good news that's coming for you is specific good news, concrete good news. News with details your analytical mind can verify and understand and build plans around. Could be Joby offer with actual numbers, salary specified, benefits outlined, start date confirmed. Not we're interested, but here's the offer with all details. And those details matter to you. You need to know, need to be able to analyze, need to verify this is real opportunity, not just vague possibility. Good news delivers that clarity, delivers specifics, delivers information your Virgo brain needs to actually trust that yes, this is real. Could be confirmation about something you've been questioning, answer you've been needing, clarity about situation that's been ambiguous, information that resolves uncertainty. And as Virgo, you've been tortured by that uncertainty, by not knowing, by not having data, by having to make decisions or wait while lacking information you need. Good news provides the missing piece, the detail that makes everything make sense, the confirmation that yes, what you suspected is accurate, or no, you were worrying about nothing. Either way, clarity, and clarity for Virgo is like oxygen, is relief, is what makes smile big because finally, you know. Could be recognition for work you've been doing that nobody noticed, email from boss, message from client, acknowledgement from peer, evidence that your meticulous effort wasn't invisible. Because Virgo works thoroughly, works precisely, works with attention to detail that others skip. And often that work goes unacknowledged because people who don't work that way don't notice the difference. But someone noticed. Someone sees the quality. Someone appreciates the thoroughness. And they're telling you Sunday, the 19th. That recognition, that seeing creates smile because it validates what you've been doing. confirms you're not crazy for caring about details, confirms your standards aren't too high but are actually what creates excellence. Could be health news, test results improving, symptom responding to treatment, doctor confirming you're on right track, body cooperating instead of constantly fighting you. As Virgo, you analyze your body, track symptoms, notice every change, sometimes to point of anxiety, because noticing everything means noticing every potential problem. Good news about health creates smile because it confirms body is working with you, is responding, is healing, is doing what you've been hoping it would do while trying not to hope too hard because hoping about health feels dangerous. Could be financial news, refund arriving, debt being reduced, raise getting approved, side income generating more than expected, money situation improving in measurable way. And measurable matters to you. You track your finances, know where every dollar goes, notice when things are tight, notice when there's buffer. Good news that's specific about money, actual numbers, actual amounts, actual dates, creates smile because it provides relief your nervous system can actually register. Not vague things will get better, but actual improvement you can calculate and plan around. Why Sunday, the 19th, specifically why that timing? Because Virgo operates on schedules, on calendars, on specific days, not vague time frames. Telling you soon would drive you insane. You'd analyze soon to death, trying to determine actual timeline. But Sunday the 19th, that's data. That's something you can work with, can mark on calendar, can count days toward, can use to manage expectations. And Sunday, specifically day of rest, traditionally creates contrast, creates space for good to arrive when you're not in work mode, when you might actually be available to receive instead of being buried in tasks. The 19th lands at specific point in month where certain things have had time to process, where decisions that were pending get finalized, where information that was delayed becomes available. Timing isn't random, is when pieces that need to be in place are actually in place. When approval comes through, when test results come back, when person who needed to make decision makes it. What something makes you smile big reveals about recent state. You haven't been smiling big lately. You've been managing, been handling, been functioning, been getting through days, maybe smiling politely, smiling in social situations because that's what you do. Small smiles of mild pleasure when something goes okay. But big smile, genuine smile, the kind that reaches eyes, the kind that comes from actual joy, not from social performance, that's been rare because Virgo carries so much, carries responsibility for getting things right, for maintaining standards, for analyzing everything, for noticing what's wrong so it can be fixed. That carrying is exhausting. Doesn't leave much room for big smiles. Doesn't create conditions for lightness when you're constantly aware of what needs improving. But Sunday, the 19th, news arrives that creates lightness despite the carrying, creates joy that breaks through the analysis, creates smile that's bigger than careful, measured response. And that smile, that big smile, is evidence that news is significant, is meaningful, is thing that matters to you personally, not just abstractly nice thing. What you should do between now and Sunday the 19th. Don't spend entire time between now and then analyzing what good news might be. Don't create 17 scenarios. Don't prepare for every possibility. That's your Virgo instinct. To prepare, to anticipate, to have plan for each potential outcome. But over preparation creates rigidity, creates attachment to specific form, creates disappointment if news doesn't match the scenario you prepared for. Stay open to surprise, to good news being different than what you imagine, to smile coming from source you didn't predict. Manage the part of you that wants to dismiss this. Probably nothing big, probably just small thing. I shouldn't get hopes up. That dismissal is protection, is trying to prevent disappointment by expecting less. But expecting less doesn't prevent pain if disappointment comes. Just prevents you from being open if good actually arrives. You can protect yourself without shrinking expectations, can say, I don't know what's coming, but I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised. That's protection with openness, not naive belief, but not cynical dismissal either. Notice if you start creating crisis between now and Sunday, picking fight, making impulsive decision, creating problem that didn't exist. Your system might do that, might try to create familiar chaos to avoid unfamiliar good, might try to control through destruction what it can't control through planning. If you notice that urge, pause, breathe, ask, am I responding to actual problem or am I creating problem to avoid receiving good? If it's the latter, stop. Let Sunday arrive without you having sabotaged everything right before it gets here. And prepare to actually receive, to let good news land, to let yourself smile without immediately analyzing whether smile is warranted or news is as good as it seems. Just receive. Let it be good. Let yourself be happy about it. Analysis can come later if necessary, but initial response should be reception, not suspicion. What happens when good news arrives Sunday? Initial verification impulse. You'll want to check if it's real. Read email 17 times. Ask clarifying questions. Verify details. That's normal for Virgo. That's how you process. You verify. You confirm. You make sure. Do basic verification. But don't verify to point of insulting whoever's delivering news or to point of ruining moment through excessive doubt. Smile. Big smile. Let yourself feel it. Let it reach eyes. Let it be genuine. Don't immediately move to, but what if, or yes, but, or I need to think about implications. Just smile for a moment, for a minute, for however long before analytical brain re-engages. That smile, that moment of pure positive response is important, is evidence you're capable of joy, is evidence good can land. Share with someone. Tell person you trust. Make it real through witnessing. Let someone celebrate with you, even if celebration is just, that's wonderful over text. Sharing makes it real, makes it harder to dismiss later, creates accountability to actually receiving instead of minimizing. And allow yourself to build on it, to make plans based on it, to let good news create momentum instead of treating it as isolated incident. If it's job offer, start planning logistics. If it's health news, start thinking about what improved health makes possible. If it's financial news, start considering what breathing room allows. Good news that's acted on compounds. Good news that's received but not built on stays isolated. What this good news means for trajectory beyond just Sunday. It's not end point, it's inflection point. It's evidence that things are shifting, that effort is paying off, that trajectory is upward, not just managing. One piece of good news creates conditions for more, creates confidence, creates momentum, creates evidence that yes, good things can happen, which makes you more open to receiving next good thing. So Sunday's good news is beginning, is first evidence of shift, is proof that pattern is changing from constant grinding with no reward to effort creating results. More good follows first good if you let first good land. If you don't immediately minimize or dismiss or create crisis that destroys momentum, it confirms you're on right path. Whatever you've been doing, whatever work, whatever healing, whatever choices, Sunday's good news confirms you're moving in right direction. That confirmation matters deeply to Virgo because you analyze your choices constantly. Second guess, wonder if you should be doing something different. Good news provides feedback, provides evidence that no, you're on track. Keep going. You're doing what needs doing. The power is yours. It always has been. Sunday, the 19th, good news coming for Virgos. Something makes you smile big. And when that news arrives, whether job offer with specifics, confirmation resolving uncertainty, recognition for unacknowledged work, health improvement, financial measurable gain, or combination. Your job is managing skepticism between now and then, staying open to surprise, doing basic verification without excessive doubt, letting yourself smile genuinely, and building on good news instead of treating it as isolated incident. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Trust yourself. And listen, Virgo, you've been carrying so much, analyzing everything, maintaining standards, noticing what's wrong so it can be fixed. That carrying is exhausting, and you've been doing it without much reward, without much acknowledgement, without much evidence that effort matters. Sunday the 19th provides evidence, provides reward, provides acknowledgement, provides reason to smile big instead of just managing through. Let yourself have it. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself be happy about it without immediately analyzing it to death. You deserve good news. You deserve big smile. You deserve joy that breaks through constant analysis. Sunday is coming. Good news is coming with it. Be ready to receive instead of deflecting through doubt. Take care.